hiking out of Lake Alpine towards Duck Lake, and I've been hearing this sound, this cowbell sound, for like the last 30 minutes. And come around the corner, and what do you know? Down at Duck Lake, we got a herd of cattle. So I researched how to react to bears in the wilderness, and I researched how to act with mountain lions in the wilderness, but I did not plan on this. So the trick is talk to them like they're a baby and say, "Good cow, use a good cow," many times, and then you will pass. This shit is getting better and better. We got another cow friend just sauntering down the trail. Going back to the herd. Hi, cow friend. You're okay. That guy was just a point man. He's got like a fire team coming behind him. There's a whole line of them coming through the woods. And point man's calling me out. So I am standing above the Spicer Meadow Reservoir in the Carson-Iceberg Wilderness, Stanislaus National Forest. It's about 10:30 in the morning. I've been on trail since 6. I look down, there's 2 canoes just cruising down the reservoir. Up here's the Dardanelles. And we're headed that way. So I'm climbing up Jenkins Canyon in the Stanislaus National Forest. Coming up from Highland Creek, just stopped there to have some lunch and soak my feet in the stream for a while. Can't tell you how wonderful it is to soak your feet in that cold mountain water midday. It just rejuvenates the feet because they start to hurt in the early morning or late morning and early afternoon. So that was wonderful. Today I'm trying to make it to the Sandy Flats. There's a Stanislaus National Forest road there and a campground. It's a little further than I had initially planned for today, but when I hiked in last night, I got a couple extra miles in, so feeling good. The muscles feel good, and lots of energy to take on the afternoon. It's been a pretty good day on trail. Just got through the top of Jenkins Canyon. It's quite a climb. It's much steeper than it looks, and it's a lot longer than it looks. Coming down through Woods Gulch towards Sandy Flat, and there's a beautiful backdrop here to the hike before I get down in the trees. Once you get down these trees and these gulches and canyons, you can't see anything but the trail and the trees around you. Good morning, it is Saturday, July 7th, 7th day on trail. I'm headed out of camp along Clark's Fork. Got a little bit of a road walk ahead of me before I hit the trail, just like less than a mile. Once you come out of Woods Gulch and down into Clark's Ford, significant amount of road walk up past the campgrounds and everything. And if you're gonna make that the end of your trip, don't bother, or for the day, don't bother trying to camp in one of those campgrounds. It doesn't make any sense. It's like $20 a day or a night, and if you walk up the road a couple miles along Clark's Fork on the right hand side, right by the water, maybe like 2 miles up, there's a bunch of campsites that you can camp in. They're actually not bad at all, pretty close to the water for access, and I found a spot to hang my Ursack pretty quickly. So today the plan is to go down Clark's Fork, up over St. Mary's Pass, and then down to Kennedy Meadows. Should put our distance at about 18.5 miles if my math is correct. So see you later. So I'm climbing up St. Mary's Pass, and I wish I could show you exactly how steep this is, and this isn't even the steepest part I've had so far. After a about 3.5 hour climb from Clark's Fork, or up Clark's Fork, which is pretty steep itself, you get to the base of St. Mary's Pass and it just levels it up another one about halfway up to the top, and it is 10:30 in the morning. So this is the crossing of the Clark Fork before you get to St. Mary's Pass. So I made it to the top of St. Mary's Pass, 11 miles from the start, 7 hours of climbing. There was never not climbing, and it got real bad. The only thing I say is there's you gotta follow the ducks and the cairns or you'll never make it to the top. And then the route goes over a spot that you can't really go over, not just because of snow, but because the rocks are too steep and there's no way to get over it with a pack on. So one thing you got to remember is that the Winnett route is a route and not specifically a trail, and sometimes you don't have to follow the exact GPS coordinates or something. You need to follow the general route in a lot of places in order to make it. And it's been 40, almost 50 years since he wrote the book, and things have changed a little bit. So I'm about to hit the St. Mary's Pass Trail, head down to the highway, and road walk another 8 miles into Kennedy Meadows Pack Station. I've never been so happy to see the bottom of a mountain. St. Mary's Pass was terrible. Coming down from it was terrible. Extremely difficult part of the trail. I've been warned of that by a hiker I met over in Tuolumne Wilderness, who is a 2011 TYT hiker. But words can't do it justice. It was over 6.5 hours of climbing, I think, by the end of it, because when I thought I was done, I wasn't. Even though I was done with the pass, I had to climb up to St. Mary's Pass Trail, was up a little higher to get to the trail to get down, which was awesome. So now I got an 8-mile road walk into Kennedy Meadows. Well, that looks fun. That footbridge was actually way sturdier than it looked. Thank God, because it looked pretty rickety. This is Relief Reservoir with beautiful green and blue water. The dam's down there, and it goes all the way back up there into the mountains. So quick recap of date, about 1 p.m. I left Kennedy Meadows where I stayed last night. Great place, great food. The $35 hiker special for shower, laundry, and a bunk in like a 5-person room is awesome. And hot showers, not metered, and good laundry facility as well. Really nice people there. Anyway, tons and tons of PCT through hikers as well. But got to make new friends. Hiked about 10.5 miles out at Sheep's Camp, just a couple miles from Brown Bear Pass, which I'll cross tomorrow. I'm trying also to do a double pass day and get to Bond Pass and back to the intersection of the PCT and maybe a little further south towards Lake Tilden.
but all in all, a good day. Got some good foot rest in, so that my feet are feeling a lot better, and soaked them in the stream when I got to camp tonight, which helped even more. So I've been getting to bed pretty early before the sun goes down, and then getting up about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and trying to hit trail before 6 has been pretty successful. So it's beautiful out here still. I'm still the only freaking hiker on the TYT, at least in this area. I see some day hikers every once in a while, but it's only near roads and stuff. So nobody really knows what the TYT is, but when I explain it to them, they think it's pretty badass. So it's fun. Fucking wildlife menagerie coming out. Hello, deer. These deer are beautiful. They look really healthy. As have the other ones I saw today, which is a really good sign for the wildlife here. It's mama and her baby.
Good morning. It is Monday, July 9th, 5:45 a.m. and I've been on the trail for about 15 minutes. A couple kilometers from Brown Bear Pass, which will be our first pass of the day, and then pass through Emigrant Meadows and the Emigrant Lakes and head on towards Bond Pass, which will put us back connected to the PCT for the majority of the rest of the time on trail, except for one little detour around Tilden Lake. So it's a nice cool morning, get some good miles in early, and it should be a great day. This is the beautiful Emigrant Basin. Coming up on Emigrant Lake in a little bit, in the meadow. Super beautiful, but I hate it because the mosquitoes here are worse than they were in Desolation. And as soon as I got to the top of Brown Bear Pass, I was gonna sit down and have second breakfast and take some video and photos and stuff, and the mosquitoes were so bad that I had to pack up and leave. I threw my head net on. I was literally chewing mosquitoes. It was like a cloud, the most disgusting thing ever, and I am covered in bites now. They're just swarming me still. So I'm gonna be happy to get through this couple miles of the Emigrant to Bond Pass and get over. Hopefully the bugs will subside when I get over to Bond Pass, but this is absolutely insane. I'm hiking as fast as I can to just stay away from them, and they're just still swarming me. It's like thousands at a time. The most disgusting thing ever. It is 9:39 on the 9th, and I'm at the top of Bond Pass, and the sign behind me sets Bond Pass at 9,800 feet, and is also the sign for entering the Yosemite National Park and the Yosemite Wilderness. So we're leaving the Emigrant now. Hopefully we leave some of those mosquitoes behind. Don't think it's likely, but they're still up here at the top of the pass. But it feels good to be the last pass before Yosemite, and now we just got to trek into Tuolumne Meadows for the next couple days. This is the intersection of the trail from Bond Pass to the PCT, and this is the PCT right here. If you look right, there's a tree, has a metal marker on it, but it's not a PCT sign or a PCT marker. It's just a piece of metal that may have once been a PCT marker, but it's kind of like, yeah, it was. You can see the paint on the top. But that is your sign that you are back on the PCT, ladies and gentlemen, headed back south. Hi, Marmot. Hi, Marmot.
So it's the end of the day, 9 July, day 9 on trail. Did 25.33 miles today. And if I thought the mosquitoes in Desolation Wilderness were bad, I ain't seen shit until I got to the Emigrant Wilderness and Yosemite National Park, Yosemite Wilderness. I probably have 200 bug bites from mosquitoes alone. Just from today, my legs are jacked from that. Ran out of bug juice, and it wasn't really working anyway because they're swarming so bad. It was insane. Anyway, Stubblefield Canyon, sleeping by the river. Moving water means no mosquitoes, or not as many mosquitoes as were the miles before. Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna go to Benson Lake. I have to track the distance and see, but we've got 2 more days on trail for the TYT before I have a couple days off before starting the JMT. So, trying to get some good rest tonight. Now that I'm rehydrated and have some food in me.
This is the top Benson Pass, and this is 2 days in a row over 20, and 2 days in a row with 2 passes in a day. A little more ways to go today. We got plenty of light. Knock out as many miles and make tomorrow shorter. Good morning. It is Wednesday, 7/11, and it is our last day on the TYT. We've got about 20 miles left, been on trail for about 15 minutes, and still in Matterhorn Canyon. Hike out to Virginia Canyon, down to Glen Allen, High Sierra Camp, and then down to Tuolumne Meadows. It's a beautiful morning. It was really cold in the canyon last night and this morning, but it's gonna shape up to be a beautiful day. Sky is already looking nice and blue, and the trail is nice and carved out, soft dirt, not a lot of rocks yet, which is nice because that'll help the feet last the 20 miles without too much work. So, come back at you later. Hey, pretty girl. Hey, pretty girl. How you doing? Descent to Cold Canyon, which will be the final step to get to Glen Allen High Camp, and then in from there. Good morning. It's Thursday, July 12th, and I'm sitting in Tuolumne Meadows at the general store and grill. I got into Tuolumne Meadows yesterday afternoon and putzed around looking for everything, get the lay of the land. Anyway, stayed in the backpackers campground last night, hung out at the store most of the day, charging stuff and hanging out with PCT hikers. This morning I'm catching a bus to Yosemite Valley and meeting a friend who's going to take me to Groveland to stay at the hostel I'm staying at for a couple days and do some resupply. I got to get some new shorts because mine are destroyed, and I'm going to hopefully look at a pack option. I can handle with my pack right now, but yesterday the frame on my Arc Blast just shit the bed. and one of the struts on the side shattered. So I ended up taking the side struts out, and it's still decently comfortable. Without it, you just don't get the arc, so you're gonna sweat a lot. But I would like to replace it if possible, but there's only a few options I'm interested in, and it's probably not something I can find in the Sonora area. So a couple hours till I catch a bus, and then I will head out. I've got 2 days off trail, and tomorrow I'm coming up here again to try to get a walk-on permit for the 14th and 15th to go down the valley from Tuolumne Meadows to Happy Isles to complete the northern section of the John Muir Trail before starting the 17th out of Lau Canyon here in Tuolumne Meadows. So, thanks.